Hi there and welcome to this FPLreview.com video guide. This video is intended really for newer users who aren't very familiar with the planner interface, and it's really aimed at enabling them to get to grips with the tool more quickly. So this will range from being able to load your team to figuring out how to make transfers, using the draft functionality, setting your chip plan, and running solves. So as a start, the first item is we want to be able to load our team ID. This can be found out on the Fantasy Premier League site itself. On the history page for your team, you will find your team code in the URL. Now this team ID can be stored on the FPL Review site in your user settings page. We also have the opportunity to set the amount of game weeks we want the protections for. So this can go up to 12 weeks, and we can set it lower if we wish. We can also reload past fixture and excrement settings. For the sake of this video, I'm going to set it to no. So let's load our team. Okay, we have our team up, and we can scroll down and have a look at the projections for the overall set of players. We can also filter for different views, so we want to look for the best value defenders based on points per million, just as a summary. So as a planner tool, we really want to be able to cycle through the game weeks and make transfers and also save different drafts. So for example, we can cycle through the game weeks up here quite easily, and we can save our drafts in the draft overview section. So let's create 3 drafts. We're going to call one manual, the other one solver, and the last draft is going to be called chips. So for our first draft, let's just make a few small manual changes. I'm going to sell Doughty, and we're going to look for a high value defender that we can get in. So let's go for Burn. It was relatively nailed at Newcastle. Now we can go through other game weeks and also make transfers. We can also manually change the lineup. So for example, instead of having Alvarez starting, you can have Muniz starting. We can change the captaincy from Salah to Saka, and we'll see the difference reflected in the EV total. Now we can also run the solver, quite simply going to the transfer solver section of the site and clicking solve. Now, we don't necessarily have to worry too much right now about the solver settings. The defaults are very robust. I will go through them in another video in more detail. So now we see our solver output, then it presents the top 3 lines with full detail of the suggested moves, but also it provides a list of highly rated route moves. Now we can select this move in its totality, or we can use the lower section to actually cycle through individual moves. Let's just select this line, and now we've got a fully developed plan. Now for our third draft, we want to set our chips, so we go to the chip usage section. Let's say we want a wildcard in game week 36 and free hit in game week 34. We can now go into solver and build around that. So now we're solving basically for game week 33 and 35 alone. Apply that. Now we run our free hit. Select that. And lastly, we'll run from the wildcard. So now we've got 3 fully developed plans. We can save our drafts at the bottom of the draft overview section. And hopefully that leaves you with a reasonable perspective on how you can quickly use this tool.